Hi, everybody. My name is Tim,
And I'm Grant.
and we're from Meepleville Board Game Cafe, and we are going to present Yay or No Way. I am on the Yay side because today we are talking about Agricola.
And that would mean I'm on the no way side. Agricola is just a game that over the years has been towards the top of my dislike scale. I will say I did recently play this again, and that may have changed. But let me jump over some points that has kind of put it down for me over the years.
All right, Grant, go ahead and tell them why you're wrong.
So first off, I've always felt nobody wins when you play this game. You just see who loses the least. Everyone feels like they struggled. Stress is just the main part of this game. Are you playing this game to have fun? No. You're playing this game for the stress. You can never get everything done that you wanted to in this game. You are constantly under stress of trying to manage your very limited options, and if you mess up, your people will starve. You have an opening hand of cards that kind of dictates your strategy with your occupations and your improvements. And if you have a bad opening draw or a bad combination, or somebody just has a far superior combination, you might be behind before the game even starts, which in such a punishing game kind of feels pretty bad. There's a couple of mechanics like future resources being on the board on future rounds that are easily forgotten and kind of hard to track. And then in such a short game, yeah, your AP, your action paralysis, can really come out towards those later rounds where you're trying to manage such few actions. And if somebody takes your spot and then you have to, on the fly, try to readjust your strategy, it can really draw out what should be such a simple game. And then kind of the last thing that came up, especially in the game we played yesterday, where is all the read? There's just not enough read in this game. It is such an important resource, and there's so few ways to get it, and that just feels real bad.
Oh boy, Grant,
Oh,
Grant, Grant, Grant,
oh,
Grant. Well, as they say, right? One's cup of coffee is another's cup of tea. You say tomato, I say tomato. Okay, first of all, I just want to say I agree with every single thing you said. I would dare say you are 100% correct. However, that is exactly why I love this game. And anybody who plays Agricola, I would argue they love the game for those very same reasons. So let me go ahead and dissect what you said point for point. Number one, nobody wins. You just see who loses the least. You know what? You're kind of right there. However, for those of us who love Agricola, for me, whether I win or lose, I am just so satisfied at the end because I may have gotten 1 point greater than I got the last time I played. Just did something a little bit different, but it's still such a fulfilling feeling because, as you say, everyone struggles. And yes, folks, it is a struggle. But again, it's a delicious struggle. That's why I love this game because you are struggling the whole time. And you also said you never get to do everything you want to do. You're right. You never do. That's where the mitigation comes in that I love to do. Somebody puts their worker on your spot, the person before you. The next person takes the next spot. So you're left. You just have to keep mitigating. What are you going to do? Changing your plan. And you're right. You don't get to do, but you have to figure it out. That's the joy of the game. You're constantly under stress by your limited options. Yes, you are. Sometimes there's only one or two options, either get wood or do something there. You have to take something that may not be a great option. But again, that's how you have to build. You have to think. You're in the what? 16th, 17th century?
17th
A
century.
family, 17th century as a family on a farm, struggling, starving. That's how life was. That's how you are. If you mess up, your people will starve. You will get a begging card, -3 points. If you do, you're not playing a good game. That's on you. It's built into the game. However, don't let it happen. It's that simple. That's why you have to pre-plan. That's another one of the things I love about this game, right? Because it has the 14 rounds. You don't know exactly what's coming up in a certain round, but you know the options that may come up. And if you know what I mean, it's dictated. So if it doesn't come up this round, you know what I mean? So that's good because you know it's coming. It may not come exactly when you need it, but you know it's there. So it's just a matter of good pre-planning. And then you talked about your opening hands will dictate your strategy. Well, you know what, Grant? you're supposed to draft, right? Both the minor improvements and occupations. That's what you do. You draft the cards. If you draft poorly, again, that's on you.
And real drafting is a optional variant. It is not in the main core rules. I'm playing strictly by the main core base rules.
No,
Right there, as
no,
soon
okay.
as you add in a variant, we're not playing the base game anymore. So
Okay, first of all, folks, all right, let me just tell you
I
something
agree,
right here.
drafting would be better.
You have to. First, and again, I'm just going to say you have to, right? Because think about it.
It would have helped.
I could potentially just get the perfect 7 card combination that everybody, I don't care if you're Uwe Rosenberg himself, I will destroy you because I've got the perfect occupations and minor
Mm-hmm.
improvements. So that's just not fair. In order to make it fair and equitable, you have to draft. That's simple. For such a short game, AP, yes, AP can get into the game. However, once you get more and more used to the game and you've played it a lot more, it does cut down on AP, so you do kind of make your moves a little bit quicker. And also, where is all the read? Yeah, that's kind of tough. You do have a couple of spots. You do have options depending on the number of players, right? Your choices go up. There are more read spots available if you're playing with more people. But again, if you fail to get the read to do the things you want to do, that's on you. Agricola is just such a fantastic game. I would encourage everybody to disagree with Grant and go ahead and play that game.
Yeah, agree to disagree. It's absolutely worth checking out. It's never been my cup of tea. Obviously, that if you don't enjoy that struggle, if you don't enjoy that mechanic of having to get through that, you're just not going to enjoy it. And there's plenty of people that do. I always tell people I'm in the minority when I say I don't like that.
That's true. And
Yeah.
again, this is one of those kind of things. And just a quick story about why I love Agricola so much. So when I first got into gaming, was introduced to Board Game Geek, Agricola was the #1 game on Board Game Geek. And I said to myself, hey, if I'm going to get into this world of Euro games, and this is the #1 game that all of these people on Board Game Geek say is #1, I need to learn it and play it. And ever since then, it's been a love affair. I just love it.
Okay, guys, so really quick, we'll also talk about the components. The components are fantastic, and I am referring to the newer 2016 revised edition, which have much better updated components. In the updated components, you have your farmer meeples, you have your Anna meeples, and you have your veggie meeples. They are cute little versions of all the things that you were supposed to be doing, your wheat, your vegetables, your cattle, your pigs, and your sheep. Your little farmers have their little hats on. I will give this a 4.9 out of 5 on the Meepleville Meeple scale.
Yes, and just let me interject real quick. Yes, because there is a big difference, right, Grant? Because when I first started playing, the original things had just discs for people, round disc, and all the cubes, all the resources, whether it was the animals or the vegetables, were just cubes. So as Grant mentioned, yeah, now they got the animal, veggie, fantastic components.
Much better choice than the little cubes, that's for sure. My
Yeah.
my point one that I took away there was solely because the stone and the pigs are the same color, and I literally had a stone living in my little pasture, somehow breeding with a pig for a couple of rounds. Well, we did catch
Yes,
eventually.
that could potentially happen. That is
I'm
very
guessing.
true. But
Was it because it's set in the 17th century that they didn't want to go with generic pink pigs? I don't know why they didn't choose just to do pink.
you know what? I'm not sure. Pink might be like an American
They're
genetic modifier.
they're technically called wild boars, even though the action space is the pig market. So I'm just confused there. I lost a slight point. Otherwise, the Meepleville meeples, they're fantastic.
Yes, they are, and the cards are good quality. The artwork is good. Yeah, everything it's just great. And how they did the new boards, right, with the puzzle pieces, how the different player counts, you like
You
stick
just
it in like
stick
a
it
big
on.
puzzle. So yeah, the components are fantastic. Now, folks, also what we want to do is tell you why this may be a good game to play, not only at Meepleville, but maybe any board game cafe you go to. One of the things is because we would call this, I don't know if you would agree, Grant, but I would consider this definitely a main course game.
Yeah.
This is going to be what is your night is going to be built around. It may be long, depending, like Grant said, people with AP, or it could vary. It's all depending on the group you're playing with, but it's a heavier, meatier, solid game. So this is going to be in the main course. And another reason why I like Agricola, I think, is because it's good to take a break if you're at the cafe, because the rounds are set, right? You do a round, you finish the round, you go from round 1, round 2, round 3. So say all of a sudden at round 6, everybody finishes their turn. Hey, folks, let's stop and take a break. Let's go get something to drink, something to eat, come back. You know right where you start. Round 7, boom, let's pick the game back up. So it's just very, very good is how it has its clean breaks in parts of the game.
And which, with such a stressful game, you pretty much have to.
Yes, however, those of us are still maybe thriving on that stress, so we just want more to drink to enjoy it while we're stressing out. Anyway, folks, that's our review of Agricola. I say yay.
And I definitely say no way.
Anyway, those are all thoughts. Thank you for joining us on Meepleville Presents Yay or No Way.
Be sure to check us out at facebook.com/Meepleville. Bye, guys.
Bye.